coast are under a tsunami warning after a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck in the west of the country, and there are reports of tsunami waves.
Days are over, Abba taking over. Seals of houses opening, it's getting colder. Trumpet blowing the trash back if you ain't noticed. Who gon' find grace up in his eyes? It's not a game. He looked upon the earth, seen every man corrupt the way. We don't build this ark, come get inside, his blood is safe. The wind is blowing, playing, Satan, trust up in the name. The righteous got their hands up, they gon' feel his pain. Ain't no boat, they do not belong. He done heard from heaven, cleanse him, get him out our home. Out deliverance, the most sound strength, y'all, we gon' see that song. Judgment on his lane, they know they done did a wrong. The Israelites is back, what they got, they not alone. Angels in the air, man, to the lanes, just like a drone. We scattered but connected in this field, just like a zone. 10 horns controlling America, word from wrong. They gon' make them dance and they gon' leave them all alone. Y'all done put it in their hearts, fulfill his will. His word will come by void, everything get fulfilled.
Are wars in Israel and Ukraine more than the United States can take on at the same time?
The United States of America, for God's sake.
Inviting some people in. We got Hezekiah, Days of Noah Part 2 playing right now on YouTube. Please check out the brother Hezekiah.
These will hate the harlot,
New album, Eyes
make
to
her
See.
desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to fulfill his purpose. So to be very clear, as we've talked about the harlot, we've talked about this nation of Babylon, we've said it is a nation that is made up of many languages, religions, races. It is made up of a gluttonous spirit. So it's a harlot because it's a sexually immoral nation. It's a nation made up of sexual immoralities where pornea reigns, adultery reigns, sex slave industry reigns. This is this nation.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight. In a biblical sense, I am Kayel. In the building, my young and Bella sons are going to bed, ready for school tomorrow. My wifey, my brother, ready for work tomorrow, getting her beauty rest. So we are here in this late hour on this Wednesday night of cultural appropriation. As I told you guys, we are in the midst of moving this week. So we have a lot of things going on. So forgive the times that we're going to be coming forward this week. Want to get into this fast. It's not going to be a long one because, again, it is 11:30 p.m. New Orleans time. And thank you, my brother Yuan is in the building. I'm sure some others will join us. We got a pretty late night crew that likes to get this word. So the title of our lesson, and like I said, this is every Wednesday night on Hebrew State of Being. We do cultural appropriation, where we show how this world has taken our identity, taken our concepts, taken our way of life, taken our culture, and have appropriated it for themselves. So on this cultural appropriation, the title is The True Comforter. Many will call these deities of this world the Comforter. Many have given this title to multiple people in different religious sects. Some have even revered their spiritual religious deity to be the Comforter themselves. This is far from the truth. There's only one Comforter, and that is the Most High. And that is what we're going to discover tonight. We're going to start off with Psalms 23. Psalms 23, verse 4. And it reads, though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness. I see Ryan is in the building. Though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, This is not your regular valley. This is not your regular darkness. This is the epitome of the abyss. This is the dungeon. And it says, as we walk through this dungeon, as we walk through this sexually immoral nation, as we walk through this immoral and iniquitous injustice nation, this nation that doesn't pay its laborers properly, a nation that robs its people, a nation that enslaves its people, a nation that will drop bombs on its people, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Though we walk through this valley of this Babylon, this daughter of Babylon, this deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Who is the you? The only one is singular. It cannot be multiple. It cannot be an Elohim. Singularly, it says, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod, singular, ownership, and your staff, singular, ownership, they comfort me. No. Again, in our society, many have tried to take on this title as the comforter. I don't believe anyone can argue with Psalms and Dawid. This is a song updated, not Asaph, not one of the other tributary writers of Psalms. No, this is written from David. David who fought, David who made way for the kingdom, made way for the temple, our everlasting king. He says there's only one comforter for him that gives the comfort of his rod and his staff. We know the rod and the staff are two different things, though they can look similar. Staff is to help you walk. Staff acknowledges that you are king or that you are in leadership. Staff means that you are the elder. You have a position. The rod, however, it can be a stick as well, is used to break, to harm, to maim, to hurt, to establish authority. So this comforter, because when we are in this hour and we're walking through this deepest, darkest valley, we're walking through this iniquity, our spirits get trampled. Our energy gets drained. We get attacks from all places. The saints are constantly under attack. His righteousness is always being said is not needed in this world of do as thy wilt. It is inconvenient. The way that you live, the order in which you live by, is inconvenient to this do as thy wilt world. So who can comfort you in that? Especially in a world that attacks. You need someone with a rod, with a staff. You need the Most High. Something that can ensure you are not harmed. Covering, grace, mercy. So the true comforter is the title of the lesson. And we start off with Psalms 23, verse 4, and it says, though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Let's go to Isaiah 35:4. We're going to, even though this is not part of what our true theme of being a comforter is, we can see by the staff and the rod that when we go to verse 5 of this, Psalm 23, it says, You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. It's an exclamation point on the comfort that I can see my enemies. I can have my enemies look at me in my royal fashion. I can be eating when they are starving. And I have to worry about nothing. There's no concern. When it says in a continuation of verse 5, you anoint my head with oil, my drink is abundant. Now we understand being anointed with the oil mixture as a terminology of Messiah, because Messiah means anointed. So the comfort of the Most High is very different from what these other people have tried to culturally appropriate as comfort and as what they can provide as a comforter. The Most High is specific on how he provides the comfort, verse 4. And then in verse 5, he tells you an example, eat in front of your enemies. And then he says, you are anointed and your drink is abundant. So I have no hunger, I have no fear, I have no wants for anything. My comforter provides everything for me. But only one. Only one. Some will tell you that their comforter gives them salvation, but the person that they said give them salvation said that I can only do as my Father, and this is Father that can given this unto we. Isaiah 35, verse 4. Isaiah 35, verse 4, and it reads, say to the anxious of heart, be strong, fear not, behold your Shaddai. Of course, in this transliteration, they're going to put the word God, which we know means nothing to us, right? I'm going to go ahead and put that up, etymology online, put the word God up just so that I can let some people see that it's a word that didn't start until the Proto-Indo-Europeans and the Greeks created it. So, as an adjective, God-fearing or God wasn't until 1759, right? Let me screen share this. So you'll see here, and I'll read this word God. And it says, God bless you after someone sneezes is credited to St. George the Great. But the pagan Romans and the Greeks had similar customs. God's gift, 1931, gods of the gas means God considered solely as an explanation of anything not otherwise explained by science. It says the exact phrase is from 1949, but the words and idea have been around since 1894. The word God we're talking about. Originally a neuter noun in Germanic, the gender shift to masculine was after the coming of Christianity. So God didn't mean male until Christianity came along. This is the etymology online dictionary of the word God. Originally a neuter noun in Germanic, the gender shifted to masculine after the coming of Christianity. So I'm gonna believe neuter is neutral in a Germanic way, right? But then we have here, but some trace it to pi, the word God, to Proto-Indo-European gupto, poured from root gu, to pour libation. This is what the word God meant in the Proto-Indo-European group. So also in Old English, God, supreme being, deity, God, Christian God, God-like person from Proto-Germanic, Gutan. So they got the word God from a Germanic word named Gutan. Now Allah is said to be God, but this word God only means this. I know you probably getting mad at me and saying, "Oh, Kayel, you know what I mean by the word God." I'm just telling you what it means in the dictionary. I'm just telling you about the etymology of the origin of where the word came from, not what you want it to be. The word gay used to mean happy. Now it is associated with the LGBT, but before it was a word that in its origin meant just happy. That's it. So it's important for us to understand that people will give you a word and you worship that word and it means nothing. Or it may not mean anything what you think it means, even though you're pouring yourself into it. This is the etymology of the word God. It is on the screen for my people on YouTube. And it says Gutan, Old Saxon, Old Frisian, Dutch God, Old High German, Got, German Got, G-O-T-T, which is close to Goth right now, right? Old Norse, Gu, Gothic Gup, which is an uncertain origin, perhaps Proto-Indo-European Gut, which is in both source also of the old church of Slavonic Zobo to call Sanskrit Huta, involved the epithet of Indra. Now we're talking about Indian gods and their multiple falling angels. So the popular etymology has long derived God from good, but a comparison of the form shows this an error, that God does not mean good, that God did not come from the intention of deity. So you have to understand that the word God comes from heathens, from what they will call the Gentiles. So when we talk about cultural appropriation on this night, and we're talking about the transliteration that has been done to our scripture, and why they would say, "Be strong, fear not, behold your God." That would be what the Gentiles will consider their entity, but we are not Gentiles. We are of the tribe. We are of the children of the Most High, Shemitic people, which are not the Proto-Indo-Europeans nor Dramatic. So we wouldn't call ours that, right? We would not call our creator, our entity, that. Our Hebraic word from our language for the creator and destroyer of all things is Shaddai. So, understanding that, we're talking about comfort here. Rod and staff with comfort is knowledge. Knowledge brings us comfort when we have understanding. We're not afraid of the valley when we understand that we have covering and who is covering us, and that we're not calling upon the wrong thing. Who wants to be in school and know the answers to the question, but switches the order of his answers? Who wants to make a mistake when they know? They just want to know, they got the answer. They know who they want to call out to. We know that we need to call out to our creator. That we know. But to play 3-card Molly with the names, to play 3-card Molly with the deities, to play 3-card Molly with you in your most time of need, it's not comfort. Comfort is knowing that you have a rod and a staff. Knowing that that rod and staff comes from your creator, that you know its name, that it responds to, that you are clear that it hears Shaddai. It hears. Isaiah chapter 35, verse 4 says, say to the anxious at heart, be strong, fear not, behold, Shaddai. Requital is coming. The recompense of Shaddai, he himself is coming to give you triumph. The same comforter that's giving you his rod and staff, the law, the commandments. Most High is coming, and he's coming to give you triumph with the rod and the staff that which he's given you. These are real things to touch and comfort. When you seek his face, when you chew this up and have discernment, and you find his name, because you seek his face. You look up the words, you go through Strong's Concordance, you start to understand that these words that they have printed in these books, there's a much deeper meaning to the truer word that you can find through other dictionaries, thesauruses. Let's go to Psalms 94. I want y'all to have comfort. I want you to understand that the Most High is here for us in this darkest valley, in this darkest times that we're in. It's not getting better. The fights are only going to get bigger. The confusion is only going to get greater. Psalms 94, chapter 19. Pop this up real quick. Just wanted to pop this up for them on YouTube. So Psalms 94, verse 19. And it reads, when I am filled with cares, your assurance soothes my soul. My soul. How can something soothe your soul if you don't have an answer? When you have concerns, right? When you're filled with these cares. That's why I read Psalms 23, verse 4 first. Because I want us to understand that staff and that rod. When you've got questions in your life that are beating down your door, that your heart is palpitating fast, that you are not knowing how you're going to achieve these things, and you know about the goodness of the Most High, you know about his grace and mercy, but yet the task is daunting. The situation seems and feels dire. What do you resort to? Saying to yourself that my creator has the staff and the rod. I got these commandments. Am I following the law? Yes. Things seem shaky, true, but I got Isaiah, I got Jeremiah, I got Ezekiel that spoke about shaky times and told me that it's going to be all right. It always comes true. The Most High always comes through. This is our comfort. When I am filled with cares, your assurance soothes my soul. Shall the seat of injustice be your partner that frames mischief by statute? It's saying here, we live in a world that has laws and decrees against us to keep us in this feeling, in this way, to keep this imaginary ceiling that we can't see. It's the laws of the land that is the imaginary ceiling. It's the fog, it's the thickness in the air. It's not the humidity. It's the laws of the land and the people that are instituting them, that are breaking them as they're instituting them, that are promoting a society that can't win, that's going in the direction of destitution, of destruction. But for us, we must have comfort in all of this. We can't be concerned about where they're going. We know what the fate of the wicked is. This is not confusing. We know what the fate of the wicked is. Let's go to Exodus 14:14. Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. Most High says something that we all should cherish, right? It says, the Most High will fight for you. You need only to be still. It's hard for us to be still when you're scared, right? It's hard to be still when you got all these cares. But that's exactly what the Most High is requiring of you. Sometimes we do too much. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes we as a people have a tendency to do too much. It's in our blood. Okay, it's a part of our makeup. We tend to do too much sometimes. Most High says, if you truly are believing in me, if you truly know that I'm there for you, then you should be acting different in the midst of this valley, in the midst of this darkness that you're walking through. In your trying moment, in your trying day, in your trying morning, you should remember that I have this comfort for you, that I've given you this rod and this staff, that you are falling in line, that I have grace and mercy. Now, if I'm teaching you a lesson, still you should not be getting frazzled. I'm with you. I'm still with you. Be still in this moment and hear my guidance. Read my word. Maybe I've already given you the guidance. Maybe you need some remembrance. Maybe you're a person that has to see it to believe it. Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. The Most High will fight for you. You need to only be still. Let's go to Isaiah 40. Isaiah 40, and it reads from my Tanakh, verse 29. He gives strength to the weary, fresh vigor to the spent. All of us are talking about the blue moon. Energy is off. People are off. I feel drained personally. But the Most High says he gives fresh vigor. The Most High says that he gives fresh vigor to the weary and the spent. Strength and vigor to the weary and the spent. To get that, you just got to be still. You just got to be calm. In my youth, I was extremely rowdy. individual. I was extremely, let's go, let's go, let's go. It is still at 51 uncomfortable for me to be as calm as I am in the Most High. It is to take the signs that he brings to me, the falls, the slip ups that I make personally, to not rush in and solve it, to not rush in and make amends, but to sit back and see what the Most High is saying, to see where he's trying to move me, to keep my mouth shut before I just speak on what I'm feeling. He's taken me a long way in that, and I need to go much further. But when you really get to that master-like level, they call it that Zen level, right? That's why you are at peace, because you understand everything's happening for a reason, and you don't have to lose your mind. When you know, the Zen people call it the universe, we call it as the creator, Shaddai, is there in control, and all things is part of the course. Yes, in that course, it may be time to fight. In that course, it may be time to flee. In that course, it may be time to rethink your process, your direction. You may have to re-navigate. But it's not to be done in fear. It's not to be done hurriedly. It's not to be done with a whole bunch of frantic anxieties. We can think in the midst of pressure without having anxieties. We can make decisions in crucial moments without our heart jumping out of our chest and us panting and sweating to death. It's that calm. It's getting used to being and operating at the Most High's tempo. As we read in this Isaiah 40, verse 29, he gives strength to the weary, fresh vigor to the spent. Youths may grow faint and weary, and young men may stumble and fall. But they who trust in the Most High shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40, verse 30, 31, they shall renew their strength, the trusting in the Most High. That's all it is. That's the only end at that moment. Okay, Most High, I know you're here. I acknowledge you're in this moment. You will win more battles than you think. Let's go to Exodus chapter 15. I told y'all it's a quick one tonight. We got a lot going on. Exodus 15, verse 2. It reads, the Most High is my strength and might. He is become my deliverance. If the Most High gave birth to us, how is it that we have to say he is become my deliverance? We have to accept the Most High. We have to accept his deliverance in the way he delivers. We have to accept the way of life so that he can deliver you. You cannot, if a chef is teaching you how to make a dish, you cannot alter the entire dish and expect that chef to say, this is the dish that I taught him. You can say, I taught him this dish and he has now done his own thing. He has elaborated on it. He has put his own spin to it, but it is not what I taught him. The Most High has a way of loving, giving grace and mercy, giving his staff and his rod. And we must allow that yoke to be upon our neck with joy. It says, Exodus chapter 15, verse 2, the Most High is my strength and my might. He has become my deliverance. This is my creator, and I will enshrine him. The Most High is my father, and I will exalt him. The Most High, the warrior, The Most High is his name. Let's go to Psalms 118. Psalms 118, verse 24. It reads, "This is the day that the Most High has made. Let us exult and rejoice on these two, guys." That's in between days too. That's melancholy days. That's joyful days. That's rainful days. That's sunshiny days. That's overcast days. Rejoice in it. The trials and tribulations that we are dealing with, let the Most High continue to level you up by explaining these things to you, asking him what is he trying to teach you in this moment, and taking them with you. Once he delivers you, it's not for you to let it go. Once you've been delivered from the situation, from the melancholy spirit, from whatever it may be, you're not supposed to forget the lesson that you learned. This is something that you're supposed to now be a part of your everyday life and conversation and speech. Yeah. Let's go to Lamentations, chapter 3. Lamentations chapter 3, verse 22. And it reads, "The kindness of the Most High has not ended. His mercies are not spent." Oh, he's got way more. "They are renewed every morning. Ample is your grace." Ample is the grace of the Most High Shaddai. Every morning it's renewed. His mercies. So no matter how bad this day is, no matter how melancholy this day is, there's going to be a sunshine. There's going to be a morning. There's going to be a new horizon. And he has great mercies and understanding. No, our problems don't end in one day, and our problems aren't created in one day. The Most High doesn't do things in one day. All that we go through and all that we are going through is a process. And if you're walking it at the Most High's temple, you can repent from those mistakes and not lose everything and continue to level up. This is what I'm offering for you guys tonight as the true comforter, as the true end all be all that's got nothing but love for you if you're loving it. I mean it. The Most High is not a man nor a woman. It's something that can't possibly comprehend. Let's go to our last verse for the night. Psalms 119, verse 76. And it reads, "May your steadfast love comfort me in accordance with your promise to your servants." Tonight, today, whenever you see this, I implore you to understand your position as a servant unto the Most High. If you have a problem with that word servant or even the definition, I suggest you check yourself, because that's probably where you're losing out on comfort, on grace, mercy. Maybe that's that arrogance is the reason why the Most High's yoke isn't fitting properly on your neck as it should. Choose to be a servant of the Most High. Choose to seek His face. Choose to love your Creator. Because as it says in verse 76, may its steadfast love comfort us in accordance with His promise to His servants. Verse 77, may your mercy reach me that I might live, for your teaching is my delight. Please allow the Most High's words, His scripture, to be your delight. Give all praises unto the Most High. I pray that the Most High is leveling up your family with wisdom and understanding, that all is coming unto the Most High in their way, at their time, but moving, constantly looking and heading in the direction of the Most High. We'll see you guys on Friday night for Shabbat. All praises. Be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your mind and your thoughts upon the Most High. All praises. Shalom.